Small Town USA's Pike Place kit is not the main attraction of today's video. It's just a cruel ploy and more of a backdrop. In this video, we're actually going to discuss my ideas and thoughts about modeling or model railroading while traveling. Unfortunately, by the position with what I do for work, I have to sometimes travel to different places that require me to take a plane. So, this isn't all the ideas that you can do for modeling while you're traveling. These are just some of the ideas that I do or some of the ideas that I have. If you have any ideas that I don't bring up in this, please put it in the comments below. So the first idea that one might do if you want to actually have a model railroad to take with you would be to get a travel size luggage. I'm not really sure if they make any luggages that aren't travel sized. But anyways, get a luggage and build either a Z-scale, which I've seen some models or some articles on Z-scale layouts in briefcases. I'm sure that there's probably some people out there who have put them in luggage. And possibly you might be able to also get a N-scale layout into a larger suitcase. That might be another project to do. Maybe a video series. Not like I have enough projects. I'm just kidding, I don't. I have 5 closets in my house. I can fit more projects. The tricky part with N-scale is I haven't seen anyone put it in a suitcase, and the radius might create an issue if you wanted a loop or figure 8. Perhaps I'll follow up on it. Anyways, back to the point. Put a Z-scale or possibly N-scale into a suitcase, and then you have a portable layout that you would only have to pay the additional baggage fee to get it shipped wherever you're going. In my case, I don't have a Z-scale or N-scale in a suitcase. But what I do like to do is I like to work on some smaller projects. Now, these projects usually involve prep work to be able to work on it while I'm traveling, because I am limited with what I can do. I'm a bit stingy with time, and I don't like waiting for baggage claim. So I tend to pack with the thought in mind of what's going with me needs to fit in the overhead. I like to get where I'm going and do it quickly. Wish I could take the train. That'd be a lot more funner, but more funner. Don't say more funner. That'd be funner. But it tends to take too long with where I need to go. So in this project, what I did before coming out here is I primed the model. I put down 2 base coats. You can see the trim there in the primary brick color. So that way, while I'm out on my trip like I am now, I can work on some of the detail painting. This building, I'm going to have a 3-toned brick color. You can see the little bit of a Dalmatian effect right now with the brick red and a darker brown color. I'm also going to add a grayish white colored brick, and then I'm going to go over that, or the entire thing, with some mortar, a mortar wash. So if you're wondering, well, how did you get paint on the plane? Well, it's a simple 3-1-1 rule. So as you can see it from the bottom of this paint jar here, it's 2 fluid ounces, or 59 milliliters. The 3-1-1 rule means, in simple terms, and double check before you do this, but in simple terms, you can take 1 quart-sized bag per person filled with fluids, aerosols, or liquids. Yes, fluids and liquids would be the same thing. or hygiene supplies, cosmetic supplies, as long as each item in that one quart-sized bag is no more than 3.4 milliliters. 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters. So this paint bottle that I have fits perfectly within that with the hygiene supplies that I bring. So I just pack it with that and make sure that it's sealed. Sometimes I do put it in another bag, that way in the event that it might explode. I've never had that problem, but if it does, it doesn't get all over everything else, it just gets all over its bag. I have not tried bringing Plastrex liquid cement or plastic cement or any other types of glues. Might try that in the future, or maybe I'll talk to the security agents when I head back, see what their thoughts on that would be. If I have an update on that, I will put it in the description of this video. But you might be able to get a lot of the glues in through your hygiene bag. Keep in mind that 1 ounce bag, or not 1 ounce bag, the quart size bag needs to be see-through. If you want to save yourself some time at the security gate, remember to take any bag that has fluids in it out and put it in the x-ray bin. I see a lot of people get their bags searched just because they left their hygiene or cosmetic items in their suitcase. If you pull it out, let them see clearly what's in it. I've never had a problem with getting my suitcase through it, taking my hygiene stuff out or any liquids that I have out so they can see it. However, I have been stopped once for forgetting about it and leaving it in my bag. But if you do leave it in your bag, it's no big deal. They're just going to open it, check what's in there, and on your way you go. Tools, I also go a little bit more selective with. I'm not stuffing X-Acto knives or anything that has a sharp cutting surface to it. So that prep work, cutting the surfaces, filing down the sprues and any rough edges, getting all the flashing off, I'll do at home. I might bring a file here or there, but for this purpose, for what I'm doing on this week's project, I just brought 3 different size detail brushes. That way I can painstakingly paint every brick dark brown that I want painted with individual love and care, one at a time. There is something soothing about this. Judge me all you want, but there is something soothing about it. And I feel accomplished. And when I get home, I can slap some glue on this building and actually make it a building. Now, speaking of glue and putting the glue on the building, if you're going to bring glue on your trip and you have the intent of taking a kit to your destination and bringing home an assembled building, I would recommend bringing a shoebox. Small Towns USA's bag or kit comes in a bag. I'm not going to be able to put this building back in the bag if it's built. So I would bring a shoebox with a pre-formed or pre-cut piece of foam or styrene or something that you can put your assembled kit into and secure it inside that box. That way nothing from your suitcase, all the other articles and things that you have in there, won't damage, smash, crush, break parts off while it's traveling back home assembled. Other things you can do is work on detail parts. Always go rail fanning in new areas that you otherwise wouldn't have gone to. What's the point of having to travel for work if you can't have a little bit of fun in your off time? Go to new hobby shops or train stores or museums, different model railroad clubs. All different things that you can do. Generate different ideas. One thing that I like doing while I'm driving around going to get dinner or whatever I'm doing, I like looking at buildings, seeing different architecture designs, seeing different weathering and aging effects, and just different styles for the different areas that we have. Well, that's it for today's video, and it's very short, to the point. But I've read articles about this and said, I haven't really seen any videos on people who travel while doing model railroading. So hey, one more thing before we go. If you do have a N-scale or Z-scale layout in a suitcase or briefcase, I would love to hear in the comments about how you went about constructing it and what your thoughts on it are and how you enjoyed it.